Hello, everybody, and good evening. Welcome here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. It's Wednesday night. It's time for an episode of a top 10. We're doing a top 10 favorite songs by this artist, Ozzy Ozbourne. So I believe I've not done this before, but I thought I might, but I was pretty sure I didn't because I didn't own a lot of his albums when I started the channel. Although I had owned all the albums I'm going to talk about today: The Blizzard of Oz, Bark at the Moon, his third studio album, and his second album, Diary of a Madman. Yeah, I owned all these in vinyl at one time. And then I kind of got away from him for a very long time. I didn't go beyond Bark at the Moon. And so I decided I wasn't going to rank any songs by him until I actually had the albums again. So we have all three. Plus, I will also be ranking from the EP that he put out. I believe it came out just after The Blizzard of Oz, which is probably... That EP is probably my favorite Ozzy album. Anyways, so we're going to rank the songs off the album. So we're going to do this the normal way we do it. So top 10. So we'll be going from 10 to number 1, or worst to first, or least to best, or whatever you want to call it. And I will give you them in that order. And then at the end, I'll just reiterate. I'm not going to give you any... honorable mentions, although I may change my mind by the time I get to it. So that's, without further ado, I have my 10 picked. I'll show the albums as we do the songs as well, just for visual success there. The only one I don't own is the EP. I've had difficulty finding it in CD. It was probably a rare thing that came out. And so I don't own it, but I'd love to own that again. That was a fantastic 3-song EP. So starting at number 10, from his first post-Randy Rhoads album, Bark at the Moon, is going to come the title track, Bark at the Moon. I do like that song, even though the guitar is very thin. Some people say Jakey Lee's really good, and I'm not saying he isn't good, but he doesn't really sound like Randy Rhoads at all. So that's part of the reason why I stopped following Ozzy at that time. The next song comes off of Blizzard of Oz in the number 9th position, and that is Steal Away the Night. It's a really killer song, really ripping guitar on there, as there is on most of his stuff. The number 8 song comes off of Diary of a Madman, and that's S.a.t.o. Fantastic, heavy, dangerous song, actually. Really quite like this song a lot. It's probably one of my favorite, well, it is one of my favorite Ozzy songs because it's in the top 10. So number 8, S.a.t.o. Off Diary of a Madman. And number 7 off of the live EP is the song You Said It All. Killer track. I love this track. I love all 3 songs on that album. This is just an absolute killer track. Next up from Blizzard of Oz is No Bone Movies Tonight. Yeah, fantastic tune. Again, heavy guitar, lots of riffing. Ozzy sounds great on this. Number 5 is a song off of Diary of a Madman. It is called The Believer. I ain't no believer. Yeah, I just love this track. It's kind of heavy, a little bit melodic, not so much fast-paced as some of the other songs that you're going to find on this list. But yeah, just a little bit of a grinder, that song. The next 4 are easily easily dwarfing everything else by quite a bit. One of them was originally on Blizzard of Oz, but I like the version on the live album much better, and that's Suicide Solution. So killer. The guitar solo is fantastic. The song is great on this album and just absolutely fantastic on that album. Yeah, I love it. The next track up, also on this album, Mr. Crowley, but again, I also like the version on the live EP the best. It is absolutely a destructing song. The guitar solo on that, maybe Randy Rhoads' best guitar solo on anything. He absolutely kills it there. It's just a screeching, beefy, magnificent guitar solo. There's nothing more you can say about it. So Mr. Crowley, which is originally on here, but I like the EP version better. So that's number 3. Number 2 comes off Diary of a Madman. The opening track, Over the Mountain, killer track. Absolutely love the fast-paced, raunchy, scraping guitar that's on here, and his vocals are fantastic on here too. One of my favorite Ozzy. Well, it's one of my favorite Ozzy songs, but also one of my favorite songs. Period. It's just such a killer track. And then I'm going to give it the number 1 track to I Don't Know, which I think is absolutely the best, and it was the first Ozzy track I heard, the one that got me into him right away, and I still love it. I still think it's a fantastic tune. I Don't Know, off the Blizzard of Oz. So there you have it. Those are my top 10. I'm just going to reiterate them, and then we'll give you some honorable mentions that changed my mind. So I Don't Know, off the Blizzard of Oz. Over the Mountain, off Diary of a Madman. Mr. Crowley, live EP, off the live EP. Suicide Solution in the 4th spot at a live EP as well, although it is also on this one, and so was Mr. Crowley. Believer, number 5 on Diary of a Madman. Here we go again. No Bone Movies Tonight on Blizzard of Oz in number 6 spot. Number 7, You Said It All, off the live EP. Number 8, S.A.T.o. off of Diary of a Madman, that one. And then you have Steal Away the Night on Blizzard of Oz as well, and end it off with the last track in the 10th spot off of Bark at the Moon, the title track. So some other songs that I quite like. I mean, you gotta, even though I don't even want to hear it ever again because I've heard it way too much, Crazy Train, gotta give it its due. It belongs on here. And same with Flying High again. Those are 2 Ozzy tracks. Don't care if I hear them again. They've been played way too much, and they don't make my top 10 anyways, but they're both good tracks. It's just that they're just overplayed. Little Dolls is another great track off of this album. You Can't Kill Rock and Roll is a good tune as well. And then Diary of a Madman as well. On the Blizzard of Oz album, other great tracks that I didn't mention. Goodbye to Romance, even though it's kind of a bit of a ballady type song, it's not bad. And then, of course, Revelations, Mother Earth, another decent track as well. And then off of Bark at the Moon, there's one other track on here I really like. It's Now You See It, Now You Don't. Yeah, really cool track as well. I think this album would have been far superior if Randy had stayed alive and was able to play on it. I know that there was talk that he was going to leave the band anyways, so he might not have ended up on that album at all. But just fantastic. The early Ozzy stuff ranks right up there with just about anything hard rock or metal at that time period. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode of ranking my top 10 favorite songs by Ozzy Ozbourne. If you have, please hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. And we will see you very soon. Don't forget your comments, or you can put your top 10 list for Ozzy in the comment section as well. And we will see you very soon next Wednesday with another favorites. Take care and goodbye.